If your law firm feels busy all the time, but your revenue doesn't reflect the effort, there's a very good chance that you have a billing efficiency problem. And the reason this matters is simple. You're already doing the work, you're just not getting paid for all of it. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what billing efficiency is, how it quietly drains profit from your firm, and what to fix starting this week. So let's start with a simple definition. Billing efficiency measures how much of the work your team is doing actually makes it onto an invoice. So it's not about collections, it's not about discounts. It is purely about this question. Did the time you worked get billed? So here's a quick example. You or your associate works 8 hours in a day, but only 6 of those hours are recorded and billed. That means 2 hours just disappeared. That's a billing efficiency of 75%. Now, I get it if those 2 hours were non billable. I'm just talking about tracking all of your time. I actually encourage firms to track all time and then mark what's billable and non billable. Now, imagine this happens across your entire team every single day. 2 hours lost every day of every work week is a massive revenue leak. So most law firm owners don't track this. They look at revenue, they look at their P&L, and they assume that everything's fine. But billing efficiency is one of the earliest indicators that something is broken in your firm because this is where revenue starts. If time is never billed, it can never turn into revenue. So let me give you a real world scenario that I see frequently. A law firm generates $1 million in revenue, but based on their team's capacity, they should actually be generating closer to 1.3 million. Now, nothing's wrong with pricing and nothing is wrong with demand. The problem is 20 to 25% of their work is never billed. That gap is billing efficiency, and it directly impacts your cash flow, owner compensation, hiring decisions, and your stress levels. So let's talk about why this happens, because this is not random. There's patterns. First, time is not being captured in real time. Attorneys will frequently rely on memory instead of tracking time as they go. And at the end of the day, or worse, at the end of the week or the end of the month, they reconstruct their time. And what happens? They forget. So even losing 30 to 60 minutes per day adds up to thousands of dollars per month. And second, administrative work that should not be billed. So your attorneys are doing work that can't be billed, internal emails, admin tasks, fixing errors. This lowers their billing efficiency because their time is being spent in the wrong places. Third, lack of clear billing expectations. If you don't set targets and you don't have any accountability for your staff, there's no clarity on what good looks like in your firm. If your team doesn't know that they should be billing at 85% billing efficiency, they're never going to hit it. Fourth, delayed time entry. So the longer it takes to enter time, the less accurate it becomes. And this is one of the biggest drivers of lost billable time. And fifth, write-off behavior before you even get the bill out the door. Attorneys sometimes self-edit before the bill is even created, and they think the client's not going to pay for this. So they just never record it. And that's really a billing efficiency problem, not a realization problem. So let's walk through some real numbers. Let's say you have 4 associates working for you, and each is expected to work 160 hours per month. That's 640 total hours. If your billing efficiency, meaning billable time, is 75%, then you're only billing 640 hours times 75%, which is 480 hours. That means 160 hours are disappearing every month. Now, I'm not opposed if those 160 hours are being spent on business development or networking. But let's just make sure that those are truly not billable hours. Let's say your average hourly rate is $300. So if our associates are not billing 160 hours per month times $300 an hour, that's $48,000 per month in lost revenue. And then let's put it in annual terms. It's $576,000 per year, over $500,000 in lost billable opportunity. And most firms have no idea this is happening. And again, if the not billable work is truly work that is business development or somehow further progressing the firm and increasing the revenue base, I'm all good with it. But if associates are spending time that could be billable doing non-billable work, that's where we have a problem. So now we've established we have a problem. How do we fix it? So you don't need anything complicated, no complicated systems, but you need discipline and visibility. So step one, we're going to track our hours worked versus billable hours. Now, sometimes this seems obvious, but a lot of firms do not do this. You need both numbers, total worked and total billed. Okay. Not just the billed hours. Without your worked hours, you cannot calculate your efficiency. Step two, implement real time tracking in your firm. And this is non-negotiable. Time should be entered as work happens, not reconstructed later. Tools like MyCase and Clio or other practice management systems support this natively. And there's always add-ons or web-based tools that will help you with this as well. But the key is that the system you use is not the solution, the habit is. Step three, set a clear target. Your team should know our billing efficiency target is, for example, 85%. Maybe it's 75%. Whatever you're comfortable with, make sure they know what that is. And you should review it regularly because what gets measured improves. Step four, separate attorney work from admin work. If your attorneys are doing admin work, your billing efficiency will suffer. This is work that needs to be reassigned or systematized. And step five, review time before it becomes an invoice. You want visibility before billing happens, not after. Once something's not billed, it's just gone. So billing efficiency versus realization. There's an important distinction here, and this is where many firms get confused. Billing efficiency is, did you bill the time? Realization is about, did you collect what you billed? So you can have high billing efficiency, but low realization. You can have low billing efficiency, but high realization. And they're both problems. It's just that they're happening at different times and different stages within your revenue cycle. So billing efficiency is the earlier part of the process, which means it's easier to fix. So if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Your firm does not have a revenue problem until you know your billing efficiency. So start here. Calculate hours worked for your team compared to billed hours. Identify any gaps because that gap is where your profit is leaking out of the firm. If this is the first time you've looked at billing efficiency, there's a very good chance that you're leaving money on the table. And the frustrating part is you're already doing the work. You just need to capture it. If you want help identifying where your profit leaks are, be sure to reach out to me. I work exclusively with law firms on this exactly. And if this was helpful, be sure to subscribe because I break down these financial concepts in a way that actually helps you run a better firm.